Hey guys, what's up? Rick Cordero, RunPlayBack. So today I'm going to show you my latest Canon C200 gimbal build. The last time I showed you guys my setup, it was on a Ronin S, and it balanced, and it was, it was great, it was fine. But I realized I wasn't getting the smooth panning and tilting that you'd get from a bigger gimbal. I feel like the Ronin S is, it's an awesome gimbal, but really best suited for smaller cameras so you could utilize all the features. I kind of built it all out. I put handles, I had a stabilizer vest, like the whole nine. So I did my research and I wanted to find a bigger gimbal that I could put the C200 on without kind of breaking the bank, right? So some of the bigger gimbals that are available right now are the Ronin 2 and the Movie Pro. And those gimbals are really awesome. They're, made for cinema cameras, but they're also, between $6,000 to $7,000 and more, with different, if you add different accessories and things like that. So I ended up getting a used Ronin 1 on eBay, found a really good deal from someone from Colorado, took super good care of it, and came with a bunch of accessories from Cinemil and Red Rock Micro, and a bunch of other like little freebies that he threw in there for a really great price, like $700, shipped. So I just wanted to show you my build. Maybe you have some similar issues with the Ronin S and C200. Maybe you're not getting like the smoothest shots no matter how hard you try. This might be a cool budget solution, so let's check it out. First things first, this is the ReadyRig gimbal stabilizer. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple years ago I made my DIY version, something similar to this with fishing poles and like a military backpack harness thing. It was pretty like kind of sketchy, but it worked. But anyway, ReadyRig is an awesome gimbal stabilizer. It's been used in a lot of productions, for the past couple of years. They work with DJI and a couple other vendors, so they're really well respected for a good reason, because this thing is like super high quality. I got the Pro Arms edition, so it comes with these carbon fiber rods right here that extend all the way out. I also added a D-tap wire here to connect some of my power like accessories on the actual gimbal. And this is connected to my V-mount plate, which I have attached to the cheese plate, which you can't really see, but there's a cheese plate that's connected to this vest, which is amazing. So I can just kind of pop on my V-mount battery like so, and it could power basically my rig for like the whole day. And that's really awesome. And the way where it's situated is actually pretty cool. It's, it doesn't actually make the rig heavier per se. I mean, it does, but like everything, the way this is designed, all of the weight distribution kind of goes into the waist, into your hips, and then, down into your legs, your quads and whatnot. So it's actually been really, really comfortable. There's a reason why ReadyRig is like just super well known, has a great reputation. This thing is solid. So you could go on YouTube and you could see all kinds of reviews for this, but I highly, highly recommend. Here's the actual gimbal. So this is the Ronin 1. As you can see, I added it to a SmallRig ring. So this SmallRig ring is about $180 on Amazon. And then you have to get the feet separately here. So you actually need the feet if you're going to use this thing. I think it's kind of like useless without the feet, but you have to buy that separately. I also bought these spindles. So these spindles actually attach to the ReadyRig here. And this is cool because it has a bearing on it. So you could actually position these spindles along the handle of the ring. So you could get, you could adjust the pitch control of the actual ring itself on the vest. So that means that you could do some really smooth tilting with these spindles instead of just kind of having it attached to the top and, having to kind of force the tilt. And if you look over here, you'll notice that I have a rosette adapter attached to one of the corners of the SmallRig ring. And this is another SmallRig piece. And that's attached to a rosette extender from SmallRig as well. And that actually gives me the ability to put my hand grip over here connected to my relocator wire. So I'm able to actually do my dual pixel autofocus and my start stop and my iris while I'm using the gimbal. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is really what makes this thing shine. So my shortcut button here is autofocus lock on and off. So essentially when I put this on, it gives me a marker on the screen that kicks the autofocus on. So I can kind of like, you know, move into a shot or pan into a shot, tilt into a shot, hit my subject, and then effectively, boom, hit my autofocus. It locks in, you could control the speed of it so it looks natural. And then once they leave, I kind of like take it off and then trigger it again when I want to get something else in focus. And so that's really, really been awesome to do that on the fly, you know, while I am doing my gimbal moves. It's a lot to think about sometimes, but with some practice, it's actually really, really effective. So next is the SmallRig handle, and that's attached to a NATO rail that I mounted on top of the mounting ring, which is a little bit, you know, the Ronin mounting ring is, you know, it's attached by these really small M3 screws. I got them really tight. They're not, you know, I don't know. I guess for the Ronin M or MX, it's probably, you know, good for that, but I just feel a little bit uncomfortable with all of this, you know, gear on it. But so far so good. You know, if I was really, really worried, I wouldn't put it on there, but you know, it's just, you know, they should have made bigger screws. Also up here, I have my M-SATA drive to record Cinema Raw Light, and this is attached with my custom CFast to SSD adapter made by Marian Montanau from Italy. So he's on the C200 Facebook group, and he made me this cable, and that runs along here, and I have it rigged on top of the camera. So this effectively allows me to shoot tons of Cinema Raw Light without having to run out of card memory if I was using a CFast. So this is awesome. Doesn't really mess with the weight at all. So it's been great. For the lens, I'm using a 24-105 Canon L. This is a really cool lens because, you know, I really kind of like doing gimbal moves with like longer focal lengths. I think it's a little more challenging, but I feel like it's just, you know, the super wide, you know, almost like fisheye distorted or full frame, super wide gimbal shots, I think are just like, you know, whatever, like anyone can do that, right? But, you know, trying to nail like a 50 millimeter or 85 millimeter or even 105 is like kind of tricky. So I'm really trying to practice those moves. I think it's more interesting, to be honest. So you'll see I have the Red Rock Micro thumb satellite controller. So I can actually do my adjustments with the thumb control here, and that's attached to this cable, which is attached to the S-Bus port right here. And then over here I have the Atomo Shogun with a D-tap cable that is routed over here, and this is what attaches to my V-mount battery that's connected to the Ready Rig. So over here is the Cinemilled extension arms, and this came with my used Ronin 1, which is amazing. And it's really been great, especially for the C200, which has this, you know, EVF on the stock arms. This, you know, viewfinder wouldn't clear. So with the extension, it's able to kind of tilt all the way down, and there's no problems. It actually also clears the ring, which is kind of cool. I think if it was any wider than this, it definitely wouldn't clear, but it works out. And yeah, it's balanced pretty well. I also have this Cinemilled plate right here. So this came with the package as well, the Cinemilled plate, and I added this this counterweight just to balance things out on this side. But you know, that's about it. I really didn't add too much as far as counterweights. I have the BPA 30 battery as well, just to keep the weight distribution solid. And yeah, that's about it. So next I'm going to show you some test footage in the park with this setup, and it's going to be in 24p. I'm going to shoot Cinema Raw Light. There's going to be no post stabilization whatsoever, just everything out of the camera except for maybe some light grading on the picture. So check it out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that was helpful. Probably the next video, I'll show you my handheld setup for the Canon C200. It's pretty sweet. I really love the C200 these past few months. It's been just an awesome, awesome camera. I'm getting so much value out of it. And if you guys have any questions or comments, hit me on the blog at runplayback.com.